Your high school book might define a matrix as an ordered rectangular array of numbers, functions, or symbols. Some of the examples would look something like this. Now, matrices have two major applications. First, they help us in solving systems of linear equations, and the other one is in representing linear transformations. My goal in this video is to change the way you look at matrices and to help you see them in the context of their applications. Now let me take two vectors, something nice like 1, 0 and 0, 1, and let me name them as I hat and j hat. And now I want to represent another vector b, 5, 2, in terms of I hat and j hat. It's easy to see this graphically. We look at I hat, j hat and b on a 2D graph. And then if I take 5 I hats and 2 j hats, I would reach the point b. So b is 5i plus 2j. What I want to do here is write b as a product of a matrix and a vector. First, let me write the two vectors side by side and then erase the brackets between them. This gives me a matrix. Then I make a vector using the coefficients in the linear combination. And now I define matrix vector multiplication in such a way that it is the same thing as 5i plus 2j. Just like by definition, this drawing is called 1. We are now going to define matrix vector multiplication so that this equality holds. You take the first element of the coefficient vector, which is 5 in this case, and then do a scalar multiplication with the first vector of the matrix, which is I hat in this case. This gives me 5 times I hat. Then pick the second element of the coefficient vector 2 and do a scalar multiplication with the second vector j hat, giving 2 times j hat. And finally just add these two terms. So we have defined matrix vector multiplication to mean the same thing as taking a linear combination of vectors. Say you have n vectors in the matrix, then you must have n elements in the column vector. So if the matrix is of the order m cross n, the vector must be of the order n cross 1. If this is not the case, you cannot carry out the multiplication process. You cannot have an m by n matrix multiplied with a k by 1 vector, assuming n and k are different. Another thing to notice is that since the output vector b is just a linear combination of n vectors in the space Rm, b itself should be a vector in the same space Rm. That is, b is a vector with m elements. The previous method told me that matrix vector multiplication gives me 5 times I and 2 times j. Now let's simplify this further. I perform the scalar multiplication and then add the two vectors, finally giving me a 2 by 1 vector. Now hold this thought here for a minute. There's a slightly different way to think about matrix vector multiplication. Take the first row of the matrix and multiply with the entire column vector. Carry out this multiplication using the definition we've already learned. Separately, take the second row and multiply it with the column vector. The first element in the solution is given by the multiplication of the first row and the column vector, and the second element is given by the second row and the column vector. This multiplication of a row vector with a column vector is also called an inner product or dot product of two vectors. Looking at matrix vector multiplication this way helps us to convert a linear system of equations into matrix form and vice versa. Now let me show you how. Say we have the following three equations in x, y and z, and I wish to write this using a single matrix vector notation. Let the right hand side be given by a vector b, a 3 by 1 vector. The difficult part is the left hand side though. We start by rewriting the LHS of three equations and then we put a huge bracket around them. Now this should be a 3 by 1 vector since it is equal to b, and b is a 3 by 1 vector itself. Somehow I want to convert this 3 by 1 vector as a product of a matrix and a vector. I can split this one vector as the sum of 3 vectors, and then I can pull out the variables from each vector. Now this looks like taking the linear combination of 3 vectors, and because of the way we have already defined matrix vector multiplication, this can be represented as the product of a matrix and a vector. The neat thing is that the variables are separated out in the column vector. We can write this equation as ax equal to b, and we have successfully converted the initial three equations into a single equation using matrix vector notation. Now pause the video and try to figure this derivation out using the inner product method. You don't have to think much about this ax equal to b right now. Just remember that any system of equations can be represented in a compact way using matrix vector notation. Now let's bring back our sundar looking vectors I hat and j hat. And now let me take all possible linear combinations of these. that is A times I hat and B times J hat, where A and B take all real values. Now remember that by definition, this is the span of the two vectors. But this video is all about matrices. So if I were to write these vectors as the elements of a matrix A, their span is now called the column space of A. If I had a matrix B whose columns were the vectors v1, v2 up to vn, the column space of B would just mean the span of these vectors. Also, image and range are two other names for column space. Till now we have started with vectors and then talked about a matrix associated with them. Now let me start with a matrix this time. And not a square matrix, but a rectangular one like this here. सबसे पहले notice that the order of the matrix is 3 by 4. The 4 here represents the number of column vectors v1, v2, v3 and v4. The number 3 represents the dimension of the space in which each vector exists. Now what kind of a vector can I multiply this matrix to? Can I multiply it with a 2 by 1 vector, or can I multiply it with a 3 by 1 vector? Since the matrix has 4 vectors, I would need 4 coefficients to define a linear combination. So this column vector must have 4 elements, something like 1, 3, 5, 7. If it isn't of the order 4 by 1, then it would be like trying to multiply Arjun Kapoor with acting, or Donald Trump with logic. It just doesn't work out. What about the column space of A? It's just the span of the 4 vectors. But what is the span of these 4 vectors? That is something we would look at in later videos. What we can say for sure right now is that the span is at max a 3-dimensional space, as the vectors themselves are 3-dimensional. Also try to think if the 4 vectors here can ever be linearly independent. The first method of looking at matrices involves taking linear combinations of vectors. Now here's another way to look at matrices. Let's talk about a small village in Iraq, next to a highway, where recently oil was discovered. And as usual, the big bad eagle decides it's time for a lesson in freedom. No, not bombs, but relocation of every house in this village to the other side of the road. Now they need a plan to allocate locations for every house. And they decide that let's just take reflections about this road. So each house to the right of the y-axis needs to be mapped to a location to the left of the y-axis. This process of taking a reflection is an example of a linear transformation. A transformation is like a black box that takes in an input and spits out an output. A transformation is usually written in the following way, where V is the input space and W is the output space. For our village example here, the transformation would take a vector from R2 and output another vector in R2. Turns out that as long as the transformation is linear and is from Rm to Rn, it can be represented by a matrix. So any input vector can be transformed by multiplying it with some specific matrix A. This matrix A contains all the information regarding the transformation. Let's figure out what this matrix would look like for a task of reflection about the y-axis. My home H is located at the position 3, 2. The transformation would take this as an input and give out an output reflected about the y-axis, minus 3, 2, which we call H dash. A matrix A is associated with this transformation. My job is to find A such that AH equals H dash. Now what matrix when multiplied with 3, 2 will get me to minus 3, 2? First, let's figure out the order of this matrix. Since my input vector is 2-dimensional, this needs to be 2. Also, since the output is 2-dimensional, this has to be 2 as well. You'll learn how to figure out the elements of A in later videos, but for now, just take my word that this is the matrix A. What you can do, however, is verify that this matrix does the job. I would encourage you to check out the calculations yourself. Now let me give you a glimpse of what it means for a transformation to be linear. A transformation is called linear if it follows the following rules. The transformation of C times V equals C times the transformation of V. And the transformation of the sum of two vectors is equal to the sum of the transformations of the two vectors. Combined together, it says that the transformation of the linear combination of vectors should be equal to the following. I'm going to end this video now, but don't worry if you're not comfortable with the concept of linear transformations just yet. We will talk about it in detail in the next video. This video was just to help you see matrices with a different lens, in the context of linear combinations and linear transformations. But if you're having any troubles with this, feel free to ask me in the comment section below.